Thanks for joining me again as we look back at another great classic film. This was an incredibly successful screen adaptation of a highly successful Broadway play. It launched the career of a future screen icon and reinvigorated the career of an actress who was asked to play a mentally unwell character while struggling with her own mental health issues. It introduced audiences to method acting, something they found fascinating and for which they developed a great appetite. It won numerous awards and remains a film favourite for many people. It is A Streetcar Named Desire from 1951. The Broadway production, directed by Elia Kazan, opened at the Ethel Barrymore Theatre in December of 1947 and ran for 855 performances, winning the New York Drama Critics Circle Award for Best Play and the Pulitzer Prize for Drama. Independent producer Charles Feldman bought the screen rights and took the project to Darryl F. Zanuck at 20th Century Fox, but Zanuck knocked it back, fearing the censors would strip it of all meaning. Early in development, William Wyler had expressed an interest in adapting the play with Bette Davis in the part of Blanche, but this didn't progress. Elia Kazan originally resisted directing the film adaptation, but was convinced by Tennessee Williams to take it on. Williams subsequently collaborated with Kazan and Oscar Saul on the screenplay. 9 members of the original Broadway cast repeated their roles in the film, which was and still is a highly unusual move. The most significant omission was that of Jessica Tandy, who won a 1948 Tony Award for Best Actress for her portrayal of Blanche. The producers were looking for a star for the role and passed on Olivia de Havilland when her asking price was too high before choosing Vivian Leigh, who had played the role in London under the direction of her husband Laurence Olivier. Brando retained his role as Stanley despite there being initial interest in Robert Mitchum, who RKO refused to release, and John Garfield, who turned down the role for fear of being overshadowed by the female lead. Brando, being a virtual unknown at the time, had also been fortunate to secure the stage role largely thanks to the recommendation of Tennessee Williams. Patricia Neal had been a frontrunner for the role of Stella, but was considered at 1.68 m too tall for the 1.60 m Vivian Leigh to be her sister. Anne Baxter and Joan Fontaine were also seriously considered for the role, but it was retained by Kim Hunter. The film was shot over 36 days on a budget of $1.8 million and opens with Blanche riding the Desire streetcar line, which was loaned to the production as the route had then been replaced by bus service. While the opening and closing scenes were shot on location in New Orleans, all other filming took place on the soundstage at Warner Brothers. Kazan worked closely with the production designer to create an authentically sordid look for the Kowalski apartment, with the walls built in small sections that could be removed, so that as Blanche feels more constricted and threatened, the walls could literally move in on her and create a claustrophobic tension within the space. In the climactic fight scene between Stanley and Blanche, the prop department had to replace 11 mirrors before director Kazan was happy with the shot. Brando based his interpretation of Stanley on boxer Rocky Graziano, and in preparation for the part worked out daily at a local gym to build up his chest and biceps. Fitted t-shirts were not available at the time, so Brando's shirts were washed several times and then stitched up at the back so that they stretched tightly over his chest. Vivian Leigh's performance was heavily influenced by her experiences on the London stage production. She initially felt like an outsider amongst the tight New York cast, who were all method actors while she was classically trained. Kazan drew on her feelings of alienation and disorientation to enrich her performance, while Leigh tapped into her lived experience of mental illness and the feeling that filming had tipped her over into madness. Despite the challenges, her determination to make a good picture made her eager to get to the set every day, and often meant that she was the last to leave. The jazz-infused score by Alex North, one of the first composed for a mainstream feature film, was written in short cues that reflected the psychological dynamics of the characters. The production code censors demanded 68 script changes from the play, and the Legion of Decency threatened the film with a condemned rating, which would have sunk the film financially, unless further cuts were made, including references to homosexuality and rape. Tennessee Williams and Kazan objected to these cuts, and Kazan's version would not be seen until Warner's restored the film in 1993. In many places, dialogue from the play is abbreviated or cut entirely, including when Blanche tries to convince Stella to leave Stanley and when Mitch confronts Blanche about her past. The film sold 15 million tickets and grossed close to $4.2 million at the US and Canadian box office on its initial release, making it the 5th biggest film of the year. The performances of Brando, Leigh, Karl, Malden and Kim Hunter garnered widespread critical acclaim, earning them all Academy Award nominations, with everyone winning except for Brando. This was despite Brando's performance almost single-handedly popularising method acting, and his performance being considered one of the best on film. It drew high praise from the New York Times critic Bosley Crowther, who felt inner torments are seldom projected with such sensitivity and clarity on the screen, and felt that both Vivian Leigh's and Marlon Brando's performances were outstanding. Roger Ebert has also expressed praise for the film and its great ensemble cast. Woody Allen called it total artistic perfection, the most perfect confluence of script, performance and direction he's ever seen. Akira Kurosawa listed amongst his 100 favourite films. Film Inc. argued that the censor-driven changes did not fundamentally change the meaning of Williams' play in contrast to other adaptations of his work. The film picked up 13 Academy Award nominations with Best Acting wins and wins for Best Screenplay and Best Art Direction. Vivian Leigh won a BAFTA for Best British Actress. Elia Kazan was nominated for a Directors Guild of America award. It was nominated for 3 Golden Globes, with Kim Hunter winning for Best Supporting Actress. Brando won Best Foreign Actor at Finland's Jussi Awards. The National Board of Review awarded it the 6th Best Film of the Year. He won Best Film, Best Director for Elia Kazan, and Best Actress for Vivian Leigh at the New York Film Critics Circle Awards. At Venice, it won the Special Jury Prize, and Vivian Leigh was awarded Best Actress. It appears on numerous American Film Institute Great Movies lists. It is one of the 1001 movies you must see before you die, and is considered one of the 15 films that changed American cinema. It was selected for preservation in the US National Film Registry. Lots of good reasons to watch this film. Brilliant performances by the entire cast, great sets and on-screen drama, which will leave you sweating alongside the characters, an excellent soundtrack which is perfect fit for the film, and above everything else, the brilliance of both Brando and Vivian Leigh. So, what I suggest you do is that you go to our website, find our virtual screenings page, find the link to this particular film, click on it and watch it, see what you think, and as always, we'd invite you to come back, let us know your thoughts about the film, and whether you recommend it for others as well. And then we're back in the not too distant future for our next classic films review. Catch you next time.